All right, coming off my call with Tom Dante on Friday, I just was, very much reminded to take base hits, and that's exactly what I did today. Tight trades. I even traded crude oil, so that's where we're going to go into first. But yeah, I'm excited for where my Robin's journey is going. It's a very long process. We got 230 something trade days left. I'm up 25% on the account, up significantly or down significantly off of equity high, and but green on the account. That's what matters. So gonna keep on pushing forward. Please sit back and enjoy the recap from this morning's live stream, which does occur every day, market open, on my main channel, Trades by Matt. Yo, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Hope you're having a good post Super Bowl morning so far. Maybe your team won. Maybe you're hungover. Maybe you did not give a single flying F in the slightest about all of it. I was more on the last option. I didn't really care. As the game started, I was like, it would be kind of cool for the 49ers, who have not won anything in a very long time, and Brock Purdy, who's like fairly underdog style, to win. And then I got sucked in with overtime and stuff, and then I was like, oh my god, I want them to win. And then Chiefs won. So, all right, that's cool. On to the next thing in my life. We're opening up above 18k. Obviously Friday we pushed new highs. Yesterday's value area high up at 70. Friday's value area low down at 9. I was wondering why this was seemed so big. This is a 10-point range. It's crazy. Down at 970, so 100-point value area. And we're opening up in the dead middle of it, right next to VWAP, and almost Friday's close. How's the talk with your mentor? I wouldn't necessarily call him my mentor, seeing as it was the first time I've ever talked to him before. And I don't follow any of his principles. I just think it's cool that he's been around the game for a long time. I mean, he was one of the very first people I followed on Twitter when I first started trading, like even crypto back in the day. It was cool though. It was definitely a hype up call, man. I appreciate him reaching out to me. It was very thoughtful. But yeah, for sure, a hype up call. It's pretty sick. He basically was like, you just need to tell everybody to F off, do your thing. The normal stuff. Currently sitting at 25.46% on the account. We took some punches. We're down, but we're not out by any means. We are still green. That's one thing that he was talking about. He's like, man, it's really hard on like this sort of situation, i.e. a challenge, and especially a challenge in front of other people with a leaderboard, a functioning leaderboard, is that people will always basically they track equity highs, right? He's like, it's very easy to get sucked into the path of thinking about equity high and draw down off equity high when the fact is you're still green and you're still doing better than almost everybody else. I was like, damn, you're right. That's like definitely been a struggle for me, is freaking out about equity high drawdown and it makes me do stupid stuff. It makes me do stupid stuff when I'm thinking about the fact that like people are, quite literally pocket watching, and I don't want to give up spots on the leaderboard. I want to gain spots on the leaderboard. I don't want people asking why I was flat for a day or lost money on a day or whatever. And it's all the just all very real things that you don't experience unless it's unless it's this, you know what I mean? I thought it was very healthy. It was like, you gotta like somehow actually black out. Like, if you can truly black out the social presence of it all, you'll win it. I was like, I think you're right. So I don't know how often I'll be verbally updating. I want to do it enough to where it's like not weird or whatever, but hyper-analyzation of it all is very very real. All right, push through VWAP a little bit. Back to yesterday's close. We got yesterday's value area high, 30 points higher. Oh yeah, news. I didn't talk about it yet. News today, we got 1-year inflation expectations from the Fed at 10 o'clock. Auctions. That's basically it. But 10 o'clock might see some movement. Let me see what Rocket Scooter's doing. Hedge pressure is below where our low was by just a little bit. I would imagine it's probably at 980 or something like that is hedge pressure probably. Sick. BLU most days. Yeah, dude, it's because we're at all-time highs. It's extremely trendy, right? Kind of crazy that we've been going up for so long. Like, isn't it crazy to just pull back a little bit and get some perspective on everything? every now and then. 1 minute doji. Let's see what the buyers are doing here. Nothing too crazy. Just kind of hanging out. I like to wait the first 15 minutes if you're brand new to the stream. I like to wait the first 15 minutes, just kind of let everything settle out a little bit. Every time we open up around VWAP, typically it's a little choppy. And lately when it's been choppy, it's been weird for like the first like hour and a half. So I'm just really trying to be patient. There's no reason for me to force stuff. It's a long year-long challenge, right? This is also what Dante was telling me, Tom Dante, on our call on Friday. He's just like, it's a dude, he's like, I'm gonna message you on Twitter every single day that you have 230 trading days left. You have 229 trading days left. Whatever it is, like there's still a lot of time left. It's like you got 230 trading days left still, buddy. Like, or something along those numbers, right? I.e. a metric ton. And it's like you're green on the month. Like you're green on the account. You have a ton of time left. Just take your A+ setups. It's like, yeah. Duh. It's like the call was a bunch of does, but also like really helpful to hear it from someone. You know what I mean? What if you have to pay rent next week? I'm not paying rent with my with this Robbins account. Straight up. Biggest takeaway with your chat from Tom? Biggest takeaway, I put it on Twitter. The base hits. Like every time I look for a larger play, larger negative returns typically find me. You know what I mean? Have those base hits. Know your edge. Execute your edge. And the other big takeaway from him was just to like basically tell everybody to F off. Like you just ignore. Like obviously it's near impossible, especially in this environment, to ignore everything involving like standings and people asking about like why I'm off of my P&L equity high and things like that. But you like gotta ignore it because trading is hard. Live trading is really hard. And then trading in front of people is really, really hard. And then you start adding an active leaderboard and it just becomes near impossible. So he's like, you got to just blind it all out somehow from his personal experience with it all, you know? All right, still chopping VWAP. I'm green lighted to trade, but there's nothing for me to do yet. I didn't want that. Crude oil popped 77. Trend is up. Potential rebuys at 81, but it's kind of the middle of the range. Wick test-ish. Not really a wick test, but, you know, untested wick at 77, 78. Kind of interesting as well. I think that's opening range. No? Yeah, opening range high. First minute of the session. Or second minute of the session, I guess. I'm going to take it if we get it. Palmetto, yes, but it's also moved around a little bit over time. Moves around with volatility. For instance, 2024, it's been that like 10:30 to 12:30, 1 o'clock window. Where there's been plenty of times as well where it's the first couple hours of the session. Very rarely, it's never been power hour for me. That was a quick little sweep push, huh? If we can hold this area, I would like to probably see a retrade of 77s, 90s, somewhere right around here, but I'm not holding this to that by any means at all. We'll get out whenever, you know, if we sweep super hard, I'll get out. But if we can catch a bid, then I like the move back up into the prior highs, if not new highs, obviously, but I'm not looking for that much on this. Just flip it. That was a good little sweep, flip and run. We're trading crude oil, I forgot. Wrong way, crude oil. Hanging out yesterday's point of control, dead middle of the range as well as the 5-minute opening range. Some trade copier is long Nas right now. Probably. Although it might be a good play. Look at the volume. Off the 20s. The block is just pushing us down. Kind of bringing it down with us. This was sitting at 76 just a second ago. Testing that midpoint of the range again. Yesterday's point of control. Friday's point of control. What's the Nas doing? Yeah, Nas long up 20, decent. But I mean, this is like a very tight range. Right into VWAP again. Very tight range. If we can get through yesterday's close, back through the 80s, looks good. 5-minute structure looks alright. If we can hold up. We also need a song of crude oil. Yeah, I don't have one. Oh, don't slap it. I wouldn't be shocked for a close right here. Yesterday's point, Friday's point of control, value area low. I guess the candle's actually about to close out anyways. 10 seconds. Makes sense. And there's the point of control flip. The downside now. See what the Nas is doing. Hanging out a VWAP. Trying to roll over off it maybe. That would be a red to green rotation, potentially. If it plays. Crude oil is so slow compared to the Nas. Oh yeah, dude. It's a lot of people trade size on crude oil. Like realistically, like a lot of people will trade multi contracts, myself included, a lot of times. Because I mean, we're talking like it's a $20. If we got to 40 bucks there, that's 4 ticks. Each tick is 10 bucks, right? On the Nas, like we're watching the Nas right now, obviously, but each point on the Nas is 20 bucks. And so it moves significantly more. Significantly. Try to test the prior open. 82. But on the Robbins, crude oil is kind of a because of commissions. Like you need 2 ticks to even like consider covering your trade. Still chopping middle of the range here. Let's go watch the Nas. Nas has got point of control flipping at 40. So kind of rotating point of control between 40 and 20 so far on the session. Hanging out at VWAP. Blue line algo? Yeah. It's opening range, right? Spot that makes sense to consolidate and chop. It's also got like volume up here. Yesterday's point of control as well. There's a lot of stuff going on up here. Got to get through like 82, I think is what we said. 84. But bro, this is It's like the poke emoji. Do something. Poke, do something. The Bitcoin emoji, or Bitcoin meme, excuse me. That's beautiful. You should wear it more often. Well, thank you. I will wear it. I try and wear it when I trade Crude. I forget about it sometimes, though, I think. I also just don't trade Crude that much. I'm going to kill this trade because I'm going to get FOMO from the NAS, and then it's going to pop. You said 2 ticks, damn. 2 ticks. Well, on the Robins. The Robins has very high commissions. Abnormally high commissions. Normally, it's just 1 tick. On almost any asset class with a normal broker, it's just 1 tick in the money to cover commissions. Testing the prior open. Candle closes in 40 seconds. If we can close here or higher, 82 or higher, then I'm feeling pretty good with my exit. For 180 bucks. Or just get slapped back into the middle of the candle. That's fine too. I mean, like, reject the prior open. It's all good. Hey, chat. I have a request for you, though. I got a request for you. If you see people asking about the Robins, can you please update them, since I've already updated y'all? Just update them on where I stand, so I don't have to talk about it 24/7. Asking that moving forward for the rest of the day. Well, the rest of the days, plural. I'm going to take Tom Dante's advice and just not hyper focus on all of it. So I'd appreciate your help. Do it! Do it, Crude Oil! Do it! Do it! Nah. Nah. Do it. Pump up the jam. What's Inky doing? Hanging out. Damn, we got kind of close, huh? 4 ticks away. Rip. They're so surgy too. I thought for sure. Oh. All right. I'm out. Thank you, Crude Oil. You did your job. We might run new highs here for sure, but I'm happy with my base hit. Base hits, baby. I don't see anything to trade in here, by the way. I'm not going to trade this range because as soon as I take a trade in the range, it's going to snap. So I'm not doing it. Base hits, right? Coming off of my conversation with Tom Dante. Base hits. A+ setups only. I don't have an A+ setup here. We're chopping around VWAP. This is not an A+ setup for me. Therefore, I will not take it. The Crude trade was a good setup off of opening range. Plus 180. I don't like base hits. Yeah, period. I mean, we got right up to initial balance. It's just a spooky to short initial balance for me right here, with buyers looking all right on that push up. But as we all know, as long as we're in initial balance, you expect the range, you expect the rotations, right? Dude, I'm almost tempted to just like take the cheap trade here, but I'm not going to because I think we pop it. Surely, right? I'm risking 40 bucks. $40 of risk here. And I'm out. Quick sweep. All right, buyers look fantastic still. I would imagine that we actually truly run this. This was just, it was too cheap for me not to take the trade. sub 5 points. I mean, I thought, yeah, 2 points. I will take that just to see what will happen. But from here on out, what I would like to see would be a push, come back down, retest if buyers are looking fantastic at 50, ride it up into the 80s and higher. New highs would be ideal. Now, if I just got stopped out or whatever and we come back into the range, then a little fake out, dip down below, maybe one more retest, and then back into the 20s would also make total sense, because we're now initial balance is set. We're hanging out right around initial balance, so you trade it accordingly, right? It's the level of interest right now. So we're either going to push the overnight highs, come back down, retest it, trade value area high and higher, or we'll dick around here like this and we'll basically get sucked back into the bottom of the range.